Fucking idiot.
Man,
also, do
I'm
you know about traps? Do you know about traps?
Well, the webcam things.
No.
Oh.
You can... Okay. Hello and welcome to Podcast vs. Player, episode 107. I'm one of your hosts, Cal, and alongside me is the man who takes phone calls during our filming. It's only Dan.
Only happened one time.
It did, and it was...
Ha! One, eat a dick, you fat shit.
He's also playing on his phone whilst we're doing the podcast, so I'm sensing a recurring theme. Dan
you're
just antisocial.
You're not interested in me at all anymore.
It's my fault, to be fair.
Yeah, you told me about this thing.
If you're interested,
I'm really good at it.
Dan is playing Pokemon Duel, the
promoted.
latest Pokemon mobile game to hit iOS and Android. And I love it. And Dan said he would never get it. And then 3 days later, he's ignoring the podcast to play Pokemon Duel.
I don't know what the locked boosters are.
He's... Anyway.
Oh, I've got a bagon.
A bagel.
It's a shit one, though. And then some cubes of stuff.
Well,
What?
It's no,
What we do?
It's no Mewtwo, Dan. It's no
Yeah,
Mewtwo.
well, shut up.
I got a Mewtwo. My
Yeah,
first box. Anyway.
You do.
Some
Right, okay, phone's
interesting
off.
news, Dan.
Phone's off now. Come on, you've got me. Make this worth
Right,
my time.
let's go. Let's crack on and see if we can attain your attention for longer than the old boost
You're already
box will
losing
take
me,
to
come on.
unlock. Ghost Recon Wildlands closed beta preload available now.
Ooh.
If you were lucky enough to get a code, the closed beta for Ghost Recon Wildlands is now available to preload on PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC. Probably not Mac though. GameSpot confirmed the PS4 file size is 21.544. How does that work? 21.544 gigabytes. So the Xbox One and PC versions may also end up around the same. I imagine the PC one will be a bit bigger.
A little bit.
The Wildlands beta takes players into the region of Itaqua in the near future Bolivia, where a drug cartel is in control. All the content in the beta can be played solo or with up to 3 other friends in co-op. It officially kicks off February 3rd and runs through February 6th. Did you get access to the closed beta, Dan?
I did see... I think I had an email saying make sure you register or something like that. I saw it somewhere and then I forgot to.
I forgot until I saw this
Yeah.
in the news.
But it was only because I was so excited that I got the For Honor closed beta code. I was
What a
too busy
letdown
playing that.
was.
I loved it.
It was, don't get me wrong, it was good. But again, as we discussed when we were talking about For Honor the other day, the Ubisoft hype train,
Yeah.
that locomotive just keeps on a-rolling.
Yeah, it's one of the things where it's like, I imagine like the Ubisoft game, right? It's the same with fucking not Dishonored, fucking
How
the
dare you.
Division, like the Division and stuff. You know, you see
Yeah.
it and it just looks like this like beautiful mansion on the outside, and then when you go in and you go, oh my god, this is amazing. You go in and then all the rooms are empty,
It's just a council terrace.
and you're just like, oh, this looked a lot better on the outside.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. There's plenty of room for moving my stuff in, and you know, I can kind of make it work. But as it is now,
It's not going to be easy.
no. I liked it though. I thought it was great.
The Division was good. And For Honor
Oh, I was playing the Division yesterday.
was...
actually.
I still haven't installed it.
You dickhead, you need to. We need to
I
do
know.
some Division.
I enjoy For Honor, and once I played with the controller,
Yeah,
it was a lot better.
yeah. I don't think it's a very keyboard. Mouse
I have no...
friendly thing.
It's as frustrating as the key bindings for Mass Effect. Unnecessary. But as a game, seems okay. Seems very Dynasty Warriors, and it doesn't seem to be the revolutionary combat game that it was made out to be. But seems alright.
I don't know. I quite like the combat, the sort of like defensive postures, and you've got to sort of like not only change your defensive posture to hit them on their weak side, but if they go to change theirs, you've got to change back. There's a lot of thinking about it, and it was pretty much what I was expecting it was going to be. It's just that for me, I was more excited for this to see, look, if the combat, this sword fighting thing works, and it's easy to play it against other players online and beat the living shit out of them. And I did. And I think I actually tweeted out a picture of me on the leaderboard because I battered everyone on my first go. Like once you've got the hang of that and you can fight off multiple people at the same time, if that works, you can just use a similar mechanic and put it in a fucking Star Wars game, and then you can have almost proper good lightsaber fights.
Well, speaking of Star Wars, Dan, this isn't actually in the news because there's not really any information about it. But Star Wars Battlefront 2...
I read on Twitter, there was an article about it today that I had a look through. End of this year, apparently.
Not that though. Single player.
Yeah, well, that was a given. They'd never get anyone to buy it if they.
Oh yeah, it worked for Titanfall. So.
Yeah, but they said one of the things in it though was that it was going to have elements from The Force Awakens and Rogue One in it as well. So I was like, okay, but your DLC for Battlefront, whatever it is, it's not Battlefront 1 because it's not the first Battlefront. It's just the
Battle Boot reboot.
The current Battlefront that's out at the moment. There was Force Awakens and Rogue One DLC for that.
Yeah, so but I imagine this is like that was pretty much primarily based around the original trilogy. I imagine this will be primarily based around the new trilogy.
Well, it said it was going to be multiple eras, so maybe one from each trilogy. Maybe do Force Awakens, Return of the Jedi, and Revenge of the Sith, something like that.
As much as it pains me to say it, I'd quite like them to include some of the prequel aspects, so we can have Darth Maul.
I'd only want the Clone War really, because that's the only thing where it's like not the Clone Wars film, just the when they're on Geonosia. And then,
just a big battle.
Yeah, because that was in the Battlefront 2, the original Battlefront 2, and that was great. You're still in the big old stadium, you had all the vehicles and people flying around and stuff. It just made sense.
What I do want for all that, I want them to Rogue One and Rebels.
Actually, yeah, Rebels would be quite cool.
I think Rebels would be great.
Have you seen Rogue One now, by the way?
No, not yet.
Dickhead.
Not yet. I know. It's available to pre-order on the Sky Store at the moment, so I shall watch it soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Wildlands. If you haven't yet got a code, you can sign up for a chance to get into the beta on the Wildlands website. Also, Nvidia is giving away codes through its social channels, while people who download GeForce Experience 3.0 and opt in to receive rewards have a chance at winning a code. So, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not? Anyway, speaking of money... I know there was no money. But...
No.
Nintendo Switch's online subscription service may cost less than you expect, Dan. What did you expect?
As it was Nintendo, I didn't expect it to be any.
Well, yeah, this is the first foray that they ventured into for online subscription services.
Is this their equivalent of Xbox Live? Right,
PSN,
okay.
Yeah.
Is it monthly, I take it?
Well, Dan, no. It is yearly. But you can still do Xbox Live and PSN yearly as well. So
but it's the convenience of being able to do it monthly, because then although it works out more over a year, it's not one big chunk out of the
I always do it. I mean, it's gone up now, but like PSN's only like fucking 30 quid a year.
Yeah.
So I don't see the point in paying more a month for, well, not more a month, but paying the monthly fee for more when it's only 30 fucking quid. And as mine does it at Christmas, if you did the same thing, you could just go, can I have just a PSN network card for Christmas, please? Just pay my thing. But it's auto direct debit, so it goes out, and I don't even fucking remember anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Xbox Live is a little bit more than PSN, but it's barely fucking noticeable, just a couple of quid. However, with the Switch, Nintendo has finally entered the space that Microsoft and Sony have been in for years, offering a subscription-based online service for its console. Most of the details about it still remain unknown. However, we now have an idea of how much it may cost. As relayed by industry analyst, and I'm going to apologise now, Serkan Totol.
That was wrong. Whatever that was meant to say, that was wrong.
He's Japanese, I don't know what it is. Anyway, as relayed by this industry analyst on Twitter, Nintendo president Tatsumi Kimishima has indicated to Japanese publication Nikkei Why is it all Japanese?
Because it's a Japanese console, you tit.
That the online service will cost 2,000 to 3,000 yen annually. That translates to $17.62 to $26.44, or £13.94 to £20.91.
It's fuck all that.
That's pretty fucking cheap
But
for a year.
do we know if you get free games and stuff with it?
Yes, we know this already, Dan. We spoke about it on the last podcast. You get NES and SNES games.
Yeah, I thought that was just the option to play them. It didn't come with them.
No. You get
pay for
so per month you get a free NES or SNES game.
Of your choice?
No, it'll be same as PS Plus and that, where they'll go, this is what you've got this month. However, unlike PS Plus and games with gold, it seems you do not keep the games. You have the game for that month, and then you get a new game.
No NES game is going to last longer than a month anyway.
No, but that's what I mean. That's not a problem, because you'll finish it in a week or so. It's going to have autosave, save states and stuff like that. So it's not like the old days where you've got to start the game from scratch every time you turn the console on.
Or you need like a 18-digit passcode.
Yeah, to get to the level you were on.
Yeah.
So I imagine all that'll be standard in it. The problem is going to face if they start adding GameCube, like N64 and GameCube games and stuff like that. Maybe even Game Boy games like Pokemon. You're not going to finish it in a month.
No.
So hopefully, this is again, this is speculation. This hasn't been confirmed. This is just how the wording was portrayed at the conference when they unveiled the Switch a few weeks ago. So until it's concrete, take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But like I say, as it was worded, that's how it seems. That you will only have the game for a month. Which again, if it's a NES or SNES title, it's not going to last you a month anyway.
Nah.
So that's fine. So other than that, pretty good. However, Dan, that's it for the main news. Story time.
Oh, go on.
And drama and all kinds of things. A Digital Foundry released some what they call white papers about Microsoft's Xbox Scorpio. And in a NeoGAF thread, some developer who made Ori and the Blind Forest, personally, I think rather unprofessionally, bashed the PlayStation 4 Pro, calling it half-arsed. Right. Which, fine. Everyone's got an opinion.
Yeah.
And take your mind back to E3, Dan, when they announced Scorpio and all the goodness that it is bringing. You remember?
Barely.
Right, I'm going to remind you. Xbox Scorpio is not here to replace anyone's Xbox One. If you don't have a 4K TV, there's no point getting one because it's not going to make a difference. However, what it is going to do, it's going to play all your Xbox One games. It's going, I am assuming, play the backwards compatible 360 games, and it's going to all your existing peripherals, your controllers, your Kinect, your fucking Zumba band, I don't know. Everything you've got on your Xbox One will work on your Xbox Scorpio. Right. Yeah. And that was pretty good. It's got 6 teraflops. It can do native 4K gaming. It's going to be fucking brilliant. Probably expensive, but we don't know the price yet. Anyway, developer of Ori and the Blind Forest has hit out at Sony's PlayStation 4, calling it half-arsed because it does checkerboard rendering to reach 4K. So it's not as powerful, but it uses tricks to enable 4K. So personally, I don't see that as a bad thing.
If it still does the same fucking job, it still looks
making
as good.
It 4K and it's doing it cheaper.
Yeah,
So,
without the same processing power, then
yeah,
okay, sure.
Sony have never said you need a PS4 Pro. This is an optional upgrade, a minor upgrade to the PlayStation 4. Personally, as Sony aren't really talking a lot about the PS4 Pro, I'm assuming it's not selling particularly great because they're still throwing in bundles as the normal PS4.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Figures wise, Microsoft have stopped releasing sales statistics for the Xbox One, focusing mainly on software. However, predictions from industry analysts place it around the 26 million mark, which is pretty good. PS4 is nearly 50. It's like 43 million or something like that. So it's still outselling Xbox 2-1.
Yeah.
Which, at the end of the day, no matter whatever happens now, Microsoft have lost this generation. They can't get that back. They're not going to sell enough consoles to get that back. Which puts me at my question, Dan. What does Scorpio need to do to be a success?
It needs to have a good marketing campaign behind it.
I'm actually happy because I did have a follow-up for this, but I was hoping you said that, but I didn't think you would. Right.
All right.
At E3, as I just said, Xbox One's not going anywhere, right? And all the Xbox One games will work on your Scorpio. Not long ago, it was put out that Xbox Scorpio will do native 4K, whereas PS4 Pro does checkerboard rendering 4K, and that was quite a reasonably big deal to some people, I guess. However, as I mentioned earlier, these white papers that have been leaked specifically state the Scorpio checkerboard rendering, right? Which means it's doing the same thing as the PS4 Pro, even though it is going to be more powerful. It's I don't know if it's fact, but it's been leaked that the spec, it is 6 teraflops. It is incredibly powerful. But all games that come out on Scorpio have to work on the Xbox One.
So they're not going to be at full potential.
So personally, what's the point, right? PS4 Pro, the people have already been told, right? Make a game, make it for the PS4, and then allow an option for slightly better graphics, lighting, and draw distance and all that shit for the PS4 Pro users. Developers aren't happy about that, but they're doing it.
It's a lot of extra work for them. Yeah,
they're going to do it though, which they already are, because as with the last generation, Xbox 360 was the core. This is what games were made for, and then it was ported to the PS3. PS4 has like 55% of the market, so they're going to do it because more people have PS4s. But this is where I think Microsoft are retracting very slowly what they have said publicly regarding Scorpio, and I genuinely think it's meant to come out at the end of this year, and I don't think it will. I think it's going to come out maybe fall next year, and they need to market this as a new generation Xbox.
Yeah,
we've given up on the Xbox One. This is our new console, because if they are making a much more powerful Xbox One that is more powerful than a PS4 and a PS4 Pro, but all the games are available on the Xbox One, and all the majority of the exclusives are available on PC, what's the fucking point?
Yeah, I mean, you've really got to sell it as it's old news. Forget about the Xbox One. This is where it's at now.
Yeah.
And you need to go out and spend an extra 450 quid, 500 quid getting this, because not only have you got to get all the games that are going to come out for the Scorpio from now on, but you've also got the back catalogue of all the Xbox One games, and then a bunch of Xbox 360 games that you can play with straight off the bat.
Yeah.
But they'll all look better.
And I know it's not a big thing for a lot of people, but if all the peripherals already work, you've already got a second controller. Peripherals, sorry.
Peripherals.
What did I say?
Peripherals,
sorry.
As in you prefer them.
I do prefer
No one prefers the Kinect.
But you've already got a second controller.
Yeah.
Every time you buy a new console, you've got to buy a second controller some point down the line. So the fact you've already got one, maybe two, so you've got three. I genuinely think that's a bonus. But I think them holding off from releasing it this year and doing it next year gives existing Xbox One owners a reason to go, right, we've had a good few years, and now we're going to go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But again, if they don't market this right, and also the big risk, I guarantee PS5 is already in development, and I'd be surprised if it wasn't announced next year.
I don't know. I think it's still far too early for it.
Not coming out, but done in the same vein as Scorpio was announced. It was brought up at E3 right at the end, and they've gone, it's not done. We're just going to tell you what we're planning. This is what we're conjuring up at the moment. And I think Sony are going to do a very similar thing. But again, PS4, nobody knows what a PS4 Pro is.
Yeah.
Is it a PS4? Is it a slightly better PS4? Is it the next generation of console? Which it's obviously not.
No.
And I know a lot of people won't see it as a big threat, but Nintendo Switch is out this year. Do Microsoft want to carry on going against PlayStation, and now go against Nintendo as well for the Christmas market?
The only way that they can really kind of pull things back is to, one, make sure that everyone knows that, I mean, even start throwing a bit of mud maybe, just say, this is why this is better than a PS4, or this is why it's better than a PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
You don't need to go into why it's better than Switch. Obviously it will be.
They can, because they can reuse the Sega catchphrase from the 90s. Like, Microsoft does what Nintendo don't.
Ah, yeah.
That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, bring that one back. So do all that, and then make sure that whatever price you sell it at, or whatever price you're planning to sell it at, for the first couple of months maybe, knock 150 quid off the price.
I don't know. Microsoft are a wealthy company, but can they afford?
You need to get people to buy it.
I mean, Nintendo refused to sell the Switch at a loss, and Nintendo got more money than both of them.
Yeah, I know, but you need to get people on side.
I mean, because for every original Xbox was sold at a loss, they made fuck all money off hardware for the original Xbox. It was all software, which again they lost out to Sony with the PS2. So
I don't know. Maybe it's just not doable.
I really think the only chance they've got is to just start a new generation and just go, right, we fucked up royally last time, but we're going in strong this time. Fuck the entertainment stuff. You could, if you want to watch TV, you're playing your Xbox on a TV. Watch what's on your TV. This is a games console. Yeah. It's the most powerful console ever created. We've got a ton of exclusives, which, granted, they seem to be cancelling a lot. But again, they might even do a Nintendo with Crackdown's been in development for fucking how many years, and there's still nothing. And this is the same thing with Breath of the Wild, Zelda. And now, obviously, it was pushed back in order to be released with the Switch. Crackdown might be a decent enough IP to launch obviously a new Halo or a new Gears of War would be a much better prospect. But people have been wanting Crackdown. Personally, I don't, but a lot of people have wanted Crackdown for a long time.
I quite like Crackdown.
It's fun, don't get me wrong, but would you buy a Scorpio for it?
Ooh,
Providing it's not going to be available on PC.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, the only thing that is coming out on the Xbox One that, to my knowledge, that I'm interested in, even remotely, is Halo Wars 2. And that's going to come out on PC. It's an RTS.
Yeah,
so
that's not going to sell Scorpio.
No,
the only console that can render native 4K, launching with Halo Wars 2.
Yeah, available on PC.
Yeah, also available on PC.
For cheaper.
But providing people listen, we'll probably get a lot of flack for this, but can you honestly say there are any Xbox exclusives that will sell systems?
Well, reel some off to me. I mean, say I'm in Game or Curry's or something like that, and there's a PS4 and an Xbox.
I can see you looking at a new console.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've
so I'm
actually
coming
got
in
both of these at
and
home.
going, I don't know. I can't decide. Well, I know, a couple of friends of mine have got a PlayStation. They tell me about all the Uncharted and Killzone and all that kind of stuff. Don't know anything about this Xbox One though. What do you reckon?
Well,
What's
first of
coming
all,
out for it?
This is the brand new Xbox Scorpio. 6 teraflops, most powerful console
What
in
does
the
that mean?
world. It means there are 6 of the teraflops.
Sure.
Basically, my understanding is teraflops are a means of how many like what stuff can be pushed around the screen at once. Teraflops is a measurement of numbers, like a bazillion. I don't know how many it is exactly. That is literally my general understanding of it. It's way over my head. I don't understand the teraflops bullshit. I know the PS4 is, I can't remember now. I did actually have these for an older podcast. Doesn't matter. There's 6 teraflops. I'm the salesman. Don't question me, right?
Well, I will. I'm the customer, and the customer's always right. So
you have access to the Xbox One library, the Xbox 360 backwards compatibility library, and launching with Scorpio, you have a choice of a brand new Halo game, not Halo Wars 2, one with Master Chief, a Gears of War game, Forza, Crackdown, Sea of Thieves. If that becomes that becomes an IP,
yeah, maybe.
Well, no, because all these are available on PC. This is what I'm saying.
I know, yeah. I've forgotten about Sea of Thieves. I need to get that.
Fable?
It's fucking sweet.
No way.
Fable? Fucking. I don't think
Lionheart
so.
are dead.
Yeah, they are.
Lionhead even.
Lionheart. Fucking Care Bears.
Yeah, I can't think of any. I genuinely can't think of any system sellers. At a time, Halo, but because new ones are coming out on PC.
I really don't know. I mean,
at least
there's
with
nothing.
PS4 and Switch, you can go. You want to play the new Mario game? You've got to buy a Switch.
Yeah.
You want to play the new Last of Us? You have to buy a PS4. Splatoon, Mario Kart, Smash Bros. The Game Freak are developing a Pokemon game, which I suspect will be like a remake of Sun and Moon, but like, you know how they did with Diamond and Pearl and they made Platinum?
Yeah.
I think it'll be that, but it'll be available on Switch. All that kind of stuff, and Zelda and all that crap. Not crap, I love it. But then again, like Sony, you want to play the new Last of Us? You want to play Uncharted, Killzone, Ratchet and Clank, Horizon Zero Dawn, fucking any Quantum thingy game, Quantum Dream game. And granted, obviously you can get, some of them are going to be available on PC at some point, but for the time being, you can only get it on Sony.
Yeah.
So whether you like the games or not, those are system sellers for systems for games that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Which brings me back to Scorpio. It's going to be the most powerful console yet, and it's going to do all this and it's going to do all that. But you can also get the games on Xbox One and PC.
One of which you may already have.
Yeah, or both. You may even have both.
Well, yeah.
So I really think they need to market this in the most elaborate yet smart way, in order to not to put people down, but to fool the public.
Yeah.
Because personally, if it
only
comes
on
out,
Xbox Scorpio, something like that.
Yeah. But then they have to face the backlash. Personally, I think what you said earlier is they should go, right, Xbox One's dead, this is the new one. You can buy all this and you still got access to all the great games that you've loved or you may not have got a chance to play before.
Yeah.
But now you've got all these brilliant Xbox Scorpio exclusives. But then people go, well done, fuck off, you said I didn't need to buy an Xbox Scorpio. You said all the games will be available on the Xbox family. So then they have to face that backlash, which there will inevitably be if they do that, but I think that is the best thing that they can do. And I don't want it to come out with, this is new Xbox Scorpio, this is the new Kinect. It's also VR as well.
It would be a futile gesture for them to come out and say, here's the Xbox Scorpio, this is how much it's going to cost. It's great, nothing else like it on the market at the moment. However, you don't really need it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's goading people into buying it. This is how amazing it is, and you can play all these great games. And,
if they were using it like the Xbox VR thing, if they said, this is going to be, you want to get into VR gaming at a reasonable price, get a Scorpio, so you can have a VR headset and it comes with all kinds of motion controls and, the next generation of VR games are going to be Scorpio heavy. So everything's developed for the Scorpio. People want to make games for the Scorpio VR wise. You've got to find a niche to separate yourself out.
Well,
and just being the best doesn't necessarily mean you're the most powerful.
Well, no, I mean, look at PlayStation 1 and N64. N64 was the more powerful console, but it didn't shift hardly any units. And I mean, at the minute, Xbox One hasn't taken over N64 yet in sales.
No. Well, I don't know about that actually.
Yeah, this was on the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Colin said they're not far off, and they'll get over the 30 million mark easily. But
about 20 years too late.
Yeah, it's. But I mean, PS4 Pro. You got PlayStation VR, and it works on your PS4, but it works better with the PlayStation PS4 Pro. And they specifically state that, and you need to get it comes with like a little adapter box thing that provides more power for the normal PS4 in order to do the VR, whereas that little box is already integrated into the PS4 Pro. And this is why I think Microsoft have taken a step back and gone, well, everybody was like jizzing over the PS4. We couldn't do anything fucking right. We gave them backwards compatibility. They said it was impossible, and we managed to do it. And you're still not fucking buying the consoles. What do you want? But then they've come out with the PS4 Pro, and nobody's buying it. But I think because Sony are in such a good position, it doesn't really matter. They've come out and gone, this is a slightly better PS4.
Maybe for someone who didn't get a PS4.
Yeah, it's there as an incentive for. I didn't get one. I was going to get one last time, but I didn't. And now this one's out, and this is near enough. It's only a little bit more. I'll get it. Fuck it. And then you've got Xbox One and Xbox One S, and people are going to go in and go, "Oh, may as well get the Xbox One S. Looks better. It's a little bit more powerful. It's got like 4K movie playback and ultra fucking Blu-ray bollocks, and this, that, and the other." And then you buy that, and then Scorpio comes out at the end of the year, and you're like, well, I've just bought an Xbox One S. So
yeah, I don't need an upgrade.
Yeah, and then I can play all these games on this one anyway. So it's a fucking point. So it's mixed. I mean, it's not just Microsoft. It's Nintendo are doing it. Sony are doing it. They all seem to be going, this is what we've got, but we're not going to give you all the information that you need in order to make an informed decision. And then the other day on Twitter, Phil Spencer said, I urge you, this might be the wrong words, but this is pretty much what he said. I urge you not to pre-order Scorpio until you've seen the games. And it's like, what the fuck? Apple, we're going to release a new iPhone in 3 years' time. Pre-orders start at midnight tonight. We haven't showed you what it looks like yet or anything.
I get that it probably saves a lot of backlash from people going, well, this is not what I expected.
It looks the fucking same.
Yeah, it's just but at the end of the day, people are still accountable for their own actions.
Yeah, but
which means if you
so
go
stupid.
Yeah, but again, that shouldn't bother the company. If they say, oh, you can now order the new iPhone or whatever, and people go, okay, don't see it, don't know anything about it.
They literally throw the phone over the shoulder.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, well, you can't get mad at us because you didn't do your research properly.
Well, I overheard a conversation a while ago about somebody wanting to buy. I may have mentioned this on the podcast before. But somebody was saying, I'm going to go get PS4 Pro at the weekend. And then a guy was like, no point. I was watching some videos on my phone last night. Couldn't tell it looks exactly the same. It's like, that's because your phone, you've got an iPhone. It's a 720p screen. You will not be able to tell the difference between normal and 4K.
Yeah.
You fucktard. And I've got a feeling that's what Phil Spencer means. If you haven't got a 4K monitor or 4K 4K TV, and then you watch some footage of a game running on Scorpio, you're not going to tell the fucking difference.
Yeah.
Which is where I think the problem is with new consoles delving into 4K, where it's the same as 3D was many years ago. Not everybody had a 3D TV. Everyone's got a HD TV now. Everyone. My nan's got one. And a lot of people have 4K monitors. People who have 4K monitors probably not interested in a console because they probably have a very good PC in order to use that fucking 4K monitor. So again, this could literally just be us, and we're not really reading the right things. But everything I've seen, yourself. Well, you don't read anything, but
I just
you wait for me to tell you on this.
They're gonna pull it out the bag and gonna. Wow,
I really hope they do, because I don't know if you've noticed with you not owning either console, but exclusives and stuff have gotten very dry of late on both consoles. And I think Sony are in a position at the minute. I mean, we've got Horizon Zero Dawn out later this year, well, very, very soon actually. And early impressions of it are tremendous, which is fucking brilliant, because I'm really looking forward to it. But if you look back to obviously the beginning of both generations, like PS2 generation, PS3 generation, PS4 generation, both sides were just chucking games from fucking both corners of the ring. You buy our console, we've got this game. And now Sony are in such a dramatic lead in the console war, we'll call it. They seem to have got very lackluster and just gone, oh, we got time for chill.
Maybe it's not about the exclusivity anymore. Like, everyone that I know, with the exception of you probably, everyone I know who's got either a PS4 or an Xbox One, they play Call of Duty, they play Rocket League, they play Battlefield, Battlefront, Dishonored.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, that's great, I'm glad you've got your console to play it on. However, I can play it on my PC as well. It makes no difference. I don't need to have one or the other to be able to play it.
See, I tend to be, again, literally as you said, I'm probably one of the minority, but I tend to use both Xbox One, PS4, Wii U are for primarily exclusives.
Yeah.
And a lot of other things, if we are going to be playing the Division or even Left 4 Dead, stuff like that, it's PC, because we can play it together.
Yeah.
If my PC won't run it, then obviously I'll get it, and I really want the game, I'll get it for PS4, I'll get it for Xbox One. And I think even if I go out and get a Scorpio, that's not going to change unless they make it fully crossplay, where you can buy the Division 6 million version on PC and I can buy it on Scorpio and we can play together perfectly. But even then, it's probably going to be fucking easy to just get it on PC. So
ultimately, yeah. I mean, it's a much bigger investment, but the rewards are in itself.
I've said it before. I've said it plenty of times that I originally bought a PS4 because at the time I could get one or the other. Like, it was the first Christmas that my son had been born, and it was like, we can't keep buying shit for each other now. We're gonna have to buy for our son. He's gonna get all the presents now. I'm like, fuck's sake. So I had a choice: Xbox One or PlayStation 4. As I genuinely believe, for me, PlayStation always offer more exclusives that cater to my needs. You get more RPGs, more story-driven games. And that's what I like. I like my Last of Us, I like my Uncharted, Ni no Kuni, which ironically is coming out on PC now.
Hey.
But stuff like that, I'm really, really into that. Xbox doesn't offer that kind of demographic. It's more Gears of War, it's more Halo, which great games, don't get me wrong, but as I said earlier, they're not for me, they're not system sellers. So that's why I went with the PS4 this time round first. I went with the Xbox 360 first last time. And again, I think that's why, like you say, a lot of console players, it doesn't make sense to just buy the next new thing if they're just playing the Call of Duties and they're just playing Battlefields and FIFAs and stuff. And there's nothing against people that enjoy those games, but you don't need the best capable console to play FIFA.
Yeah.
You can still play online on PS3 with your PS4 friends who also have FIFA. And I mean, granted, stuff like COD and Battlefield will look and probably play a lot better on the newest console. But if that's all you're going to play, is it worth it? Really? If you bought,
I've always said, it's whatever you spend on something, you can spend as much as you want to, as long as you're going to use it to that value.
Yeah.
If you want to spend $3,000 on a PC and make the best possible PC with VR, and you can make your own games on it and all that kind of stuff, and you're not going to move from that PC because you're going to be using it so much, then yeah, absolutely spend your fucking money on it, because you'll enjoy it. You'll get as much out of it as you possibly can do. If you're going to spend $3,000 on a PC and use it for sending emails and going on Facebook, don't fucking bother. Yeah. It's a complete waste of money.
Yeah. And I think that's where Microsoft have been smart to a degree and gone, if you haven't got a 4K TV and you're not
maybe
particularly
just
bothered,
hold off on it.
Yeah, you don't need this. This isn't for you. They did it with the Elite controller. They specifically said this is not for everyone. This is a controller that's hardcore, fucking like, and then what's the fucking gaming thing? Competitions? Fucking hell, I can't think.
What, the esports things?
No, esports and that. This is for people who are doing that stuff. This is why it's like 180 to 250 pounds.
Yeah, because
it's
they're
not for everyone.
Good, but you don't need it.
Yeah, it's not. If you're just sat at home, every now and then you fire it up and you play a bit of Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts on Xbox Live, and you probably don't need this controller.
Yeah.
And in an essence, that's where Microsoft probably are smarter than a lot of companies, where they're not afraid to say, you don't really need this, but you can buy it if you want.
When it comes to their main console, though, that shouldn't be the point of view they have.
Exactly.
They say, we've made a Kinect. You don't need it to get the console fucking working, which is why everyone was going, what?
Yeah. Well, that's originally they said it was required. Exactly. It was built in. It needs it.
If they just say, well, you need the console because it's an Xbox, you definitely need one. Trust us.
Yeah.
But we've also got all this other cool shit that can go with it as well. So we've got, you've got your controller. Here's an elite controller. Here's a way better premium controller for all you people who actually think you're really good at games when you're garbage.
But you need a better controller to play.
It's like a status thing. You go, I'll come round to yours and we'll play some Call of Duty co-op or whatever. And then you bring round your elite controller and they're just like, fuck man, he must be good.
Yeah. And then they don't want to play and then you're actually not very good.
Yeah, and just like, give me that. You've lost the rights to it. But they say we've got the Kinect. It's a full body scan and you can dance away, and we've got all this shit for Kinect. You don't need it, but it's there if you want it.
If you want to complete your Xbox experience.
Exactly. So instead of saying, well, don't buy the console, you can if you want to, but it won't replace the one that you've already got.
Yeah, we've only put everything on this, but whatever.
I mean, we've made the most powerful console that's ever been released, but you don't need it.
Can you imagine that though? If the white papers are like 100% accurate and it is just doing checkerboard upscaling to 4K, and that is the ad for the Xbox One, it's like a PS4 Pro, but newer. And that's literally it. It's like it came out a year later.
Yeah, starts with an X.
Yeah, like a PS4 Pro, but spelled differently.
Yeah.
That'd
I
be
don't know,
cool,
man.
yeah.
I mean, I just want them both to be good, and I want them to be good for their own reasons.
Yeah,
not
I want it
comparatively.
to get back to genuine.
Like the
Fanboyism.
Nintendo Switch is going to be good, but it's not going to be as powerful standing up against anything else. But
No,
it's
but-
good because it's its own unique thing.
Yeah,
You,
it-
you want to play fucking Smash Brothers while you're having a party with your mates and go for a shit? Sure, go for it. But then with the Xbox and the PS4, it's always like, oh, we're slightly better than them. Oh, now
Yeah.
we're slightly better than them. Oh, and now we're slightly better than them. And it's just like, just do your own thing. I mean, that's kind of what the Xbox One was supposed to do. You know, it's supposed to be, you don't need a DVD player, you don't need a Blu-ray player, you don't need fucking Netflix or whatever. You know, some kind of, you don't need all these other pieces of plastic all around your TV. You buy one Xbox One, pop that sucker in, everything works through it. Brilliant.
Unfortunately, they didn't market it like that. They forgot to include the games.
No, I mean, it was because they sold it as an entertainment system.
Yeah.
And you go to E3 where people go to see games, and you say, you want to watch the latest sports? Check out this. And they go, we don't play sports.
We don't care.
We're gamers.
Have we
right?
got a new Halo? Nope.
Halo, no.
But
Stop those a while ago.
I-
But Halo War's coming out.
RTS. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure we said this for the Xbox One reveal with the big backlash fucking years ago. That they should have gone to E3 and gone, it's the Xbox One. Here's a bunch of games that are coming out. This is what it does. This is what it looks like. Fortunately, it's still got an external battery box, but whatever. We'll move on from that. Whatever. Here's some more games. And then they went to CES and went, this is the Xbox. We showed it at E3. Got a load of new games come out. It's dead powerful. But you can also do all this stuff as well.
Yeah.
Because people at CES actually care about technological advancements with devices and electronics and all that shit. People at E3, they want games. That's what it's for.
Yeah, announcements, teasers.
And then, as everybody saw, Sony came out and went, hi, here's all these games we're bringing out. And, oh, no, we're back on stage. Just show some more games, fucking. And they just nailed them. Absolutely fucking nailed them. And I've never been more for one than the other in terms of fanboyism, stuff like that, but Microsoft genuinely deserved it this time round. They royally fucked up. They got too gloaty with the Xbox 360, thought they was invincible, and unfortunately it does seem that Sony's heading down that exact same road with the PS4. That's what I think.
Well, ultimately, we're on a spinning ball of rock that is going to die at some point in the near future.
Oh, not before Scorpio comes out.
I don't know, that could be the
I
tipping
need
point.
it. Yeah, it's too powerful. The world can't take 6 teraflops in such a condensed box.
Well, it's 6 teraflops times the 10 million people that buy it.
That's true. That's not a lot, though. That's Wii U territory.
Well, either way, none of it matters. No one cares. You're all going to die. Don't worry about it. Just don't fucking spend money on shit you don't need. Be careful, people.
That is the marketing campaign that they need.
Yeah, that'd be
Buy
great
it
if
or
they just
don't
said,
buy
look,
it. You're only going to die, so
yeah,
fuck it.
you're going to die anyway, but if you've got the spare cash, sure, why not?
You may as well die skimmed.
Yeah, but with some pretty cool games that we haven't figured out what they're going to be yet. Like, if they did what they did, because Mass Effect, right? I fucking love Mass Effect. It's BioWare, for God's sake. Of course it's going to be good. But with Mass Effect 1, that blew me away so much because it was just my kind of game,
Yeah.
right? It was in space, crazy powers, shooting people, lots of story, lots of universe to explore, like as in lore and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right up my street. And then when they said they were going to do Mass Effect 2 for the Xbox 360, I was like, okay, well, there's no question. I'm going to have to get an Xbox 360 to carry on playing Mass Effect. And oh my god, it carries over. That's incredible.
Yeah.
They don't have that at the moment.
That's what I mean.
They don't have something that would even just go, like, The Last of Us, sure, great. Uncharted, all of them, great.
Yeah.
The Quantic Dream games, they are great. And, I mentioned this on a couple of podcasts ago. I bought Beyond Two Souls. My housemate bought me Beyond Two Souls not too long ago. and that's amazing as well.
Yeah.
You know, they just keep on seeming to make games that I enjoy, right? I would, when they said, "Oh, here's The Last of Us," if that was a launch title for the PS3, I wouldn't have bought a PS3 for it. But if you combine The Last of Us, Uncharted 1, 2, 3, all the Quantic Dream games, excuse me, freaking bird then. all the Uncharted games, whatever else I've got for the fucking PS3, because I've already forgotten. Probably not too many, like a couple of Killzones and stuff.
Yeah.
If they said this is what's coming out, I'd say, okay, well, I want to play all of those. I'll get it for that. But then when I think, well, what's the Xbox got coming out only for the Xbox that would give me that same kind of excitement? And I mean, Gears is great, sure. Halo, I can kind of take it or leave it, but I like the story. I like the Master Chief story.
Yeah,
and I like the aliens and the music and stuff is brilliant. But then that's when it kind of peters off, and I'm just like, am I just not exposed to enough of the Xbox exclusive market?
It's
or have they just done a poor job of advertising it to me?
You've got your Forzas, you've got...
See, driving games are fine. Take them or leave.
But again, they're not system sellers, and...
No, because there'll be another one in a year's time.
Exactly. And like I say, when you... I'm sure a while ago we did a big comparison list of exclusives and first-party publishers for both Sony and Microsoft, and Sony did come out on top. And obviously it's all opinionated. A lot of people will go, well, no, fuck off, Halo is better than all the Uncharted and all Last of Us games and Ratchet and Clank and Killzone.
Yeah.
And
if that's your opinion, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, you're not wrong, you're not right.
Yeah, of course you are.
But I from experience, I bought a PS4 because there was going to be a new Uncharted game, and I knew there'd probably be another Last of Us game. And again, because of I do prefer the first party games on Sony consoles, as I could only have one at the time, it was like, well, it's going to have to be PS4.
Imagine if they did Last of Us 2, but it was only on PS4 Pro.
I'd buy a PS4 Pro.
Exactly.
I
genuinely loved that game. I gotta play it again.
If BioWare had come out and gone, here's the new Mass Effect Andromeda trailer.
Only on the Xbox One.
It's only on Xbox One. You would buy an Xbox One?
Absolutely, I would.
Without a fucking doubt.
Because that's the thing. I love Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And the latest trailer that they showed, actually. I mean, I was sat here with my housemate, and we just talked about that trailer for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like what it could mean. You know, are they actually in Shepard's future, or are they in the future? But it's not. It's our future, but it's not to Shepard's point yet. You know, are they actually in a different galaxy? Because I refuse to kind of look at any sort of spoilers or synopses for this.
No,
because I want to go in.
It.
Yeah, I want to go in fresh. You know, obviously we've seen some of the races that are going to be there. So the way I'm thinking of it is that it's going to be like, it's going to be one from every species that we know and love, right? So there's going to be humans, check. Asari, check. Krogan, sure. The Turians, sure. Solarians, excellent. Geth, maybe. It depends. It depends on the timeline though, because if the Quarians haven't left their homeworld, no Geth.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. But it looks like the weapons are either a sort of an undeveloped version of like Shepard's level of, Shepard's age of weaponry. They're either like an undeveloped version of that, so they're like the prototypes before you get to that point where Shepard's got his, or they are a future version, so they've just been sort of stripped back and they're not shiny and polished like Shepard's weapons are.
Yeah.
They're all just sort of like, they just need to do what they need to do. But they're not like wearing military uniforms or anything, you know, they're wearing like just like spandex. So it's just like, you're not like a super armoured, incredible Captain America kind of super soldier. You're just explorers.
Yeah.
And because the universe and the sort of the interesting characters and stories and the, you know, all the wars and things that had happened and all the sort of cultural differences was what was one of the biggest pulls for me to kind of just go, okay, no more Reapers for a bit, no more enormous global galactic annihilation. It's some guys in a new galaxy.
Yeah.
What's going on?
That we get to explore firsthand.
Exactly. That sort of stuff is absolutely... I can't express as to how much I love that kind of stuff.
Exclusively on Wii U.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. No, not for the Wii U, actually. No, it'll be motion control. Nah, fuck off. But if they said...
It's not motion control.
Wii U.
Wii U is the one with the gamepad.
See,
and a Pro
poor
controller.
marketing. Poor marketing. It's still affecting
Yeah.
it to this day. But if they said we're going to go back to what we did originally, and Mass Effect 1 was just it's on PC now, obviously, but Mass Effect Andromeda only on Xbox One, not PC as well,
just
only.
Xbox One.
Then I'd get one, absolutely.
See, that's where they was very clever with Mass Effect.
You've got to get people hooked. You've got to get people hooked on a certain IP. Once they're involved in it, and you say, well, it's not coming out on anything else, people will buy it for that reason alone.
Because they've got to. That's what I meant earlier with Nintendo and Sony. All their exclusive you can only get on their platforms. And the fact that Microsoft have opened up this ecosystem to make a Microsoft a Windows family, it gives people more choices, but in the long run, are they going to make the choice that you actually want them to make? Because
I just wish they'd do it like a deal with Steam or something, a deal with Steam, and just say, anyone who buys something that is a Microsoft Studios game, like Halo or fucking Gears or something like that. Not that you can get Gears through it, but you know what I mean. Just something that you could play on both.
You can get Gears
automatically. No, I know, but it's through the Windows Store.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
But again, even if you're buying it through the Windows Store, you can't play with people who play on Xbox One.
No.
And for some of them, you can't even play with people who bought it on
You can't
Steam.
play with anyone.
So it's just sort of like, well, I'm incredibly restricted to my online kind of experience here. But if they just said, open it up, we want full compatibility with PC gamers and Xbox One players, then you're merging the communities together. So if you want this all-inclusive entertainment, everything's branded and universal and everyone can play everyone else's blah, 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 then make it, make it integrated, seamless. Just say, sure, you can buy your third-party games, your Battlefield 1 for PC, because then that would help people out, like in my position. Like, Rick and all of his mates have all got Battlefield 1 for the Xbox One. I wouldn't go and buy an Xbox One to play it.
To be fair, Rick fucked you over with The Division.
Did he?
He got it on PS4.
No, we got Battlefront on the PS4.
I'm sure he got The Division as well.
He's done it on fucking 3 things so far.
Yeah.
Battlefield 1, Battlefront, and The Division.
Yeah.
All things that he said he was going to get on PC so we could play it together. No. Because he's trying to justify his console.
Yeah.
I was like, if you've got to justify it, you shouldn't have bought it.
What if, Dad, right? The Scorpio, I think it equates to the equivalent of like a 1070, maybe a 1080, like GTX.
Yep.
What if they come out with a Scorpio next year and they say, because it is essentially a pretty decent gaming PC, you can actually get Steam on it?
Well, that would piss off Steam and all their fucking money that they put into their own boxes.
Well, not necessarily. Steam have got one box and I don't think it's actually been done. Everything else has just been third-party people making mini PCs.
Yeah.
Steam haven't actually done anything with their personal Steam boxes. But obviously they would get money from it regardless.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, Microsoft have already got a somewhat deal with Oculus Rift. Every Oculus Rift ships with an Xbox One controller. So it wouldn't be unforeseen that the Microsoft VR headset might be an Oculus Rift.
Or the next incarnation.
Or, yeah, maybe a lower spec version for the Xbox Scorpio. But imagine that you got the Xbox One exclusives that you can play on the Xbox Scorpio without going through the Windows Store on your PC to buy them. And you've also got access to backwards compatibility games of the Xbox One and whatever backwards compatibility games on 360 and whatever titles on Steam that will run well.
If you could network connect it as well, so you can say you want to play Call of Duty, sure, someone can play it on the Xbox Scorpio, and your mate in the next room can play it on the PC.
Yeah.
Or on his laptop. You've got a gaming laptop, bring it round, join in. And
I genuinely think that would be a serious competitor. I don't know what Sony could do with that.
Ooh, shit. Because then you could bring your laptop to mine, and you could connect to our Wi-Fi, and then you could play whatever, game. Maybe we could play online or whatever. Yeah. And then you could play it with me at mine.
Yeah.
Locally.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Brilliant. Because I mean, Sony had a similar deal with Steam with a lot of games like Portal and stuff. Portal had Steam Link compatibility or something where you could play with people playing Portal. I can't remember what it was now. There was only a handful of games that did it, and then nothing ever went further. But they tried something similar on PS3 with Steam.
Yeah.
So the openness of Gabe Newell to do it is there. It's just whether Microsoft would want. If people, 400 million people buy an Xbox Scorpio purely for Steam,
Yeah.
they're not going to make any money. Because they don't make money off consoles, they make money off software. So if nobody buys games for it, I suppose that's probably one way of looking at it.
Well, it's like top trumps though. Like you've got to have a selling point. You know, you're the most powerful. You've got the most games. You're the most efficient. You know, sort of, or economically efficient. So you spend a lot of money on a good PC. You don't need to upgrade that for 10 years. 3 consoles could come out during that time, and it will still look better than them. But you also make huge savings on the games that you buy. If you're using Steam or some other sort of third-party launcher, or buying all your games digitally on G2A or whatever, you can still get access to all the same games, and you've got a pretty big community to play them all with as well. Plus, then you've got like League of Legends, Dota, World of Warcraft. These things which Minecraft, fucking, they've all got like 50 million players, bloody Overwatch and all that kind of stuff. So it's they'll always have their own specific thing that makes them better, but ultimately I've not seen anything that would convince me to get any of them. I think the Switch is the only thing at this point. I think the Switch is, that's the thing. It's because it is different, and it's a PS3 but more powerful. Oh, it's an Xbox 360 but more powerful.
Yeah.
With the Switch, I'm just like, that is new. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that. You carry it around and disconnect it, and then you've got 3 players. Like, can you actually use the screen as a controller?
No. It's touchscreen and stuff, but it's either a monitor or it's a controller.
Right. Okay.
So you couldn't have because if it's in your hand, it's not on the TV. It only goes to the TV when it's in the dock. In which point, obviously, it no longer becomes a controller. So
no, but I mean, if you've taken it out, you've given 2 people the 2 pads. Can you use the screen as a controller as well?
Some games might do it. I mean, in what game is it now?
I'm just thinking that because you're going to have your hands on the screen where people are going to be looking.
Yeah, so I can't remember what game it was now. There was a few games on the Wii U where people had controllers and they were looking at the TV, but you had the gamepad, and you could just fucking, like in Mario, you could you played as Bowser and you could fucking drop shit to stop people getting to the end of the level, stuff like that. So if you could do a similar thing, that would be quite cool. But I don't know how they do it.
I don't know.
They'd probably find some way to mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
But just before we go, speaking of digital games, so you go and spend £2,000 on a gaming PC, and then you spend another £2,000 on 400 games. Then you've kind of broke even. Whereas you buy an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4, and then you go on the store and you've got to pay £65 for Battlefront, or you can walk into Game and get it for 28 quid. Then I to this day I cannot fathom why they are so expensive for the digital versions on Xbox One and on the PS4
It's the convenience.
stores. It's not convenient though. You buy it and then you got to wait. Depending on how fast your internet is, you got to wait for it to download.
Well, it saves on storage. You haven't got bloody discs everywhere.
Yeah, but it takes up storage on your console.
Well, it would regardless of whether you got the disc or not.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, Xbox One games fully install. Fuck knows why. Well, it's because of the DRM thing, wasn't it? But you buy a game on Xbox One and it installs the entire game to your Xbox One.
Yeah.
So you've got it on your console and you've got it on the disc, but you can't play without the disc. PS4, I don't know if it installs the entire game, but it does install a good portion of it. But it only needs to do like 10%, and then you can play the game whilst it's continuing to do its shit. Xbox One, it's got to finish. Like, it always says, I played Tomb Raider for the first time in ages a couple of weeks ago, and it had an update thing, and it had to install, and it's like, I was press play, and it's like, nope, not yet, and it says, we'll tell you, you can play once it's installed, or wait for it to let you know when you can play. Didn't let me know. It fucking finished. It fully installed. Like, you fucker. Took like 3 hours. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so you can buy Grand Theft Auto 5. I haven't looked how much it is at the moment. The last time we checked, it was like £26 or something, wasn't it?
I think it's about the sort of 23, 22 mark.
And it's like 60 quid on PS4 and Xbox One. Maybe a little bit cheaper, but not much. It's going to be in the 50s still. That's extortionate. Extortionate. However,
but if people pay for it,
yeah, obviously people are buying it. Otherwise, they'd have changed the prices up a bit. So I'm assuming. Speaking of prices, PS4, PlayStation Plus games were revealed today. I haven't written them down, but they're all shit. So another month in a row of bollocks.
Don't worry about it then. Yeah.
I've already paid. Doesn't matter. Anyway, what the actual shit is coming up on the channel?
Yeah.
You don't know. Probably
No,
some Pokemon Duel.
No. I bought Mortal Kombat 10 because that was on offer. Steam, thank you.
There you go. Did you get it on Xbox One as well?
No, I didn't. That was it was the like X. It was Mortal Kombat X XL. So it was like Mortal Kombat and then Kombat Pack 1 and 2. So I got all the sweet characters. 14 quid.
Bargain.
Yeah, it was. So I was like, bloody hell. And I was just watching Mortal Kombat Legacy 2 the other day as well. So I was like, I'm in a proper Mortal Kombat mood. And fuck my life, it's hard. Like, going online, I got the shit kicked out of me.
Considering I battered you and Zoe battered you, you should probably imagine that people online are going to be a lot better.
Yeah, but I just played through the story mode at this point. So I was like, yeah, I'm ready. I beat fucking Shinnok, like corrupted Shinnok. Bang, I'm on it. First guy, it was just like 1,500 wins, like 400 loses. And I was like, oh okay. And then he did like an 18-hit combo on me, and I was just like, I should probably not do this, should I? Fuck. And then I went on like a King of the Hill mode, which is amazing because you can just like put you in like a room and you can watch everyone else's fights and then rate their fights, like the winner, like how good they were. And this guy was top of the leaderboard, and he batted about 4 people. I mean, like fully, like he knew every combo for fucking Scorpion, right? Up the wall, and then he'd just keep him in the air and just batter them. And then I was up against him, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. First round, beat the shit out of me. Second round, about halfway through, he quit. I was like, does that mean I win?
Yeah.
I don't know. But then it left me on, and then I went up against someone, and I took him out in the first round, and then he took me out in the second. And in the third, I got him down to almost like no health, and then he just fucking finished me off. And then that was it. And then I quit.
And I've never played it since.
Fuck it, it's not worth it. But the crypt's really cool though. It's like a first-person wander around crypt thing. That's pretty cool. So yeah, overall, for the price, love
Pretty
it.
good.
I love Mortal Kombat anyway, so I've been meaning.
We really enjoyed it, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you've got people playing as well. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's one of the only games where like James is he's very nice. He's a lovable chap, and playing Mortal Kombat with Zoe, and I've never heard a man swear at a woman so much in my life. So that's the kind of game Mortal Kombat brings out, the kind of person it brings out in people. I've been playing Gravity Rush 2.
I've seen a lot of trailers for this on YouTube,
and it is phenomenal. I really like the first one. Was on PS Vita, and I said from the get-go, this needs to be on PS4.
Yeah.
And now the sequel is out and it's on PS4, and it's gorgeous, it's fun, it's fast, it's frantic, it's fucking brilliant. I also played. I downloaded a demo for Nier Automata, which I believe is a what's the word? Like, you know how Rogue One is like a spin-off of the new Star Wars trilogy?
Yeah.
Similar to that fashion, there's a action RPG coming out called Nier, if you've not seen it, and it's essentially Dark Souls meets Final Fantasy. It's incredibly fucking hard. I played the beta for it and I died pretty much instantly. And there's been a few updates to it, and you can only play it, you can only download it during certain times, and then if you haven't got it, that's it, it's gone for the demo, because it's a beta, but they put it out as a demo.
Yeah.
And my friends had done each one, and he said it just gets harder and fucking harder and harder, and I was like, sweet. So anyway, I downloaded Nier Automata, which is more of a, I'd say the closest thing I could put it to is Devil May Cry, or Bayonetta, that kind of thing. But it was enjoyable. I quite liked it. But it's all robots and stuff. It's very Metal Gear Revengeance settings wise, but it's a lot more, I don't want to say fluid, because I liked the mechanics for Revengeance. It was just a shit Metal Gear game.
It was a Metal Gear game.
No, it was just Metal Gear in name.
Yeah.
But it was alright. It was only a demo, but it was alright. And I also downloaded a demo for Tales of something, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's an RPG, and that was stunning. It was fucking gorgeous. Well, none of them were Gravity Rush 2.
Other than that, I've seen that there's a new update for Fallout 4 coming.
Yes,
soon.
there is, for PC and PS4.
Yeah, which is going to like majorly upscale the graphics apparently.
Yeah.
So I've got a feeling that's going to get me back into Fallout 4, so I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, Doom, I still need to complete, because Doom's fucking sweet. Battlefield 1, making good progress. Actually, I've got a pretty good gun now, and I'm getting pretty good at it. So I might attempt some videos of that.
So you need to do a video.
Need to. give it time. I played Broforce again the other day. Fucking love that. Populous at the beginning, a 25-year-old game. Fucking love that still. I'll whack that on every now and then and just be like, this is brilliant. Why are more games like this? But other than that, I completed Mass Effect 2. Started Mass Effect 3, and I'm about, 10 hours or so into Mass Effect 3. And every time I play it, I'm just like, this is so good. Yeah. I just love this. This is so good. I'd forgotten everything that had happened in it, and it was great. So
I need to finish 2. Need to.
Yeah, you do.
I might try and get it done over the weekend.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm trying to space out completing Mass Effect 3 until Andromeda is on the horizon, so I can kind of complete it and still be in a Mass Effect high. But what I've got a feeling I'm going to do is I'm just going to rinse Mass Effect 3, go back and do Mass Effect 2 again, a different way with FemShep, and then run that through Mass Effect 3, and then that should take me to Andromeda. And then I'm not doing anything apart from playing Andromeda, because that is just going to consume my fucking soul.
If you do it that way though, and you go back to 2, do FemShep, carry her over to 3, do FemShep, are you going to be a female in Andromeda first in order to carry on the sequence?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we don't even know who the main character is. Because, I mean, Shepard's the main character, but he's got his crew.
No, but as in, are you going to carry on as a female? So maybe in your head... Oh, shit, sorry, I just knocked something over. So in your head, maybe this is a distant relative of dead FemShep from Mass Effect 3.
But that's the thing. As of yet, I just don't know. I don't know if it's going to be someone born before Shepard. If it's going to be they've just gone, fuck, the Reapers are all going to come, we're all going to get blown away. Okay, everyone, jump on this ship, get the fuck out of here, and
they go back in time.
Start a new planet. Just it's like sort of like the Man of Steel. Like they just said, here's a ship. It's got a bunch of fucking DNA or fetuses or whatever on it. Find a place that's habitable. Get on there and start a new race.
Yeah.
Because there is no fucking way that we are getting out of this one. And then it's 600 years later, they finally get to where they've got to go. And then halfway through, they go, oh yeah, how's Earth doing? Is everyone in the galaxy dead? And then they go, no, which means that we've wasted 600 years of absolutely fucking nothing.
That'd be a disappointing story.
It'd be pretty fun though. I'd love for them to go, oh, we've, everyone, literally everyone in the universe, well, maybe apart from a few Asari or whatever, like everyone we've ever known or could have known, and their children, all dead. Like, there is no one no one alive that we know anymore, apart from everyone that's on this ship. And then they get there, and then they find out that everything's actually okay.
It was all a lie.
Like Shepard saved the day.
Again.
So, I kind of want him to do. No, I don't. I just want it to
Don't
be
speculate.
separate from. No, I want it to
We'll
be
wait and
separate
see.
from the Shepard story. I don't because I love Shepard.
Yeah.
But
It'll be,
Mace,
I reckon it'll be mentioned.
what's your Shepard's name?
You know what, you know what his name is currently?
Controy.
No. Like,
Oh.
usually I've just gave him, like, my name or called him something else, but when...
Cal Shepard. That's not very orange-juicing, is it?
No. Well, the first time I played it, Mass Effect... I actually played Mass Effect 2 first, before I played the first Mass Effect. And I literally played it for about 3 hours. And I didn't fully understand stuff was going on, and I was skipping through things. And then I saw online about them carrying over, so I went and bought the first Mass Effect, played that, and then carried on from there. But the first time I called it Logan, because I was in a X-Men mood.
Logan Shepard, that works. That's a cool name.
Well, very inconveniently, sorry. This is genuinely true. I was talking to Zoe while I was making the character, and I knocked the controller by accident, and I made him Mexican. And I was really annoyed because I didn't notice it until like about 40 minutes in. I was like, oh. And then I was looking online to see if there was like a plastic surgeon or anything.
Wow, racist.
So,
okay.
No, because that's not what I wanted.
Mexican for an hour and you're already looking at
That's not what I meant. Oh god. Anyway, currently playing Mass Effect 2 on PC, and his name's Ezra.
Ezra Shepard.
Ezra Shepard.
That's a pretty good name, yeah.
Because I'd been watching Rebels, so
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'll go with Ezra.
Who are you trying to romance?
Well, at the minute, I'm romancing Kelly. Because I found out if you romance Kelly before romancing anyone else, you can sleep with two people.
Well, I was trying to sort of go, oh, Kelly, hello. You alright? Next to the map, next to me, hello.
Get over that.
And then there was the collector's thing, and then she died. And I was like, I hadn't finished that yet. We were sort of getting a bit cheeky with each other, a bit flirty. And then it's just like pow dead.
We've had dinner.
Oh, I should have pressed the matter maybe. But it's Tally, always Tally for me. Tally's the best.
I've always gone Miranda, but
no, she got killed in mine.
See, my first playthrough, there was only Miranda and Garrus that got saved. That survived. Everybody else died.
Everyone else died?
Everybody else. I remember texting you to be like, Dan, why is everybody dead? And you're like, did you upgrade your ship? It's like, you can upgrade your ship. So everyone died, and I literally sat and watched as it went to each person in the fucking room. I was like, oh god, this is awful. So I only had 2 survivors, but this time I'm taking my time and upgrading the ship. Yeah,
you need to. You make sure as much as you can get to a planet and mine those fucking resources.
Yeah, I've run out of. I distinctly remember last time I played it. I haven't played for like a week, maybe 2 weeks, and I ran out of probes last time, and I turned it off.
You've got to upgrade that. I can't remember who it is, but someone. I think it's Thane actually. He sort of gives you an upgrade for probes, so you can have 60 probes.
Ooh!
And I was just like, ooh, I'm going on a.
How do we do that?
Streak.
Is it one of his missions?
No, it's when you get him, and I think when you get his loyalty, that's when I think it unlocks the option for that person to give you an upgrade for the Normandy,
because
or an upgrade for a weapon or whatever.
Because I've just been romancing Kelly and just doing shit here and there. Like nobody's loyal. I haven't done anybody's like private missions yet, so nobody's loyal except for Kelly.
Yeah, you need them because they'll give you they'll say, oh, I've got this weapon designer, or actually I've got this improved scanner for the ship. And then that's when you get like the nuke launcher. You get that from Jacob or somebody, I guess.
I always forget about Jacob.
Yeah, me too.
Like you play with him at the beginning, and then as soon as you get new people, you're like, fuck you.
Yeah, because it's just like it's like Aiden. It's just sort of like, well, I don't want to sleep with you, and I know it's terrible, but I don't want to sleep with you, and you're just a person. But her over there, she's 600 years old and travels the galaxy like a mystic monk, solving crimes and killing motherfuckers. And she's way more interesting than you, dude.
And she's got big blue jubblers.
Big blue jubblers. you reckon you'd finally right?
Do you reckon that'd be DLC?
Maybe, yeah. But I was thinking, like, with the Asari or something, you go, oh wow, they're all beautiful, they're all female. You know, they all. It was something I was reading that in like the thing that they use like the DNA from other species to reproduce, but they're only female sort of thing. And they're all beautiful and they're so mystical and amazing. They've got so many cool things to tell you and so intelligent and blah blah blah. And then you go, oh wow, you're just because you know for a fact, right? If there was a race, if aliens came down and they were the Asari, and they were just like, we've got crazy mind powers, we're all super strong, we live 1,000 years, we've travelled the galaxy and done things you wouldn't even believe. You could sit there and they'd have you in the fucking palm of their hand.
Of course they would.
They'd just be incredible. And then you go, wow. And they go, you're actually all right. Do you want to come back to mine? And you go, okay. And then they get undressed.
Already thought through.
I'm getting there. Don't fucking interrupt me. And then they get back. And then they start undressing. And you go, oh, wow. You've got a big old blue jubblies. Amazing, right? Get it down the waist. Dong.
So the Asari are a race of like millennial-year-old blue lady boys.
Yeah.
Which I don't think we can say anymore.
Well, but the penis, it's not actually a penis. It's not the same as a human penis.
Does it talk?
Come on. No, it doesn't talk.
Yo,
but
human.
It's like, the Na'vi in Avatar. They sort of like connect their ponytails together or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's just a big flap of skin.
Does it connect with our penis?
Yeah, so you put your penis in it.
So
and then it sort of like pumps it like a milking machine.
What's it called? Docking?
Space docking.
Space docking. That's fucking brilliant. Right. The next time we play Space Engineers, you need to make a big blue Asarian ship.
Okay.
And we'll just dock each other.
Brilliant. Sounds like a plan. That'll only take like 40 hours of work, but don't worry about it.
We'll find the
yeah, I'm sure there's a mod for it.
The Imperial length.
What,
it's actually got a use now.
Random fucking server.
Anyway, we have gone on long enough. If you want to see some other stuff, you can go to the website, which is www.podcastversusplayer.com or .co.uk. You can head over to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/podcastversusplayer. You can follow us on Twitter, which is podcastvplayer. Is it Player V Podcast?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What did you say?
I forgot. Wanted to try either of them. Doesn't matter. On Instagram, which is Podcast Versus Player, or you can email us at Podcast Versus Player, playervpodcast @gmail.com. Or
no, it's Player V Podcast.
That's what I said.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't listening again.
If you don't want to remember all that, you can just go to the website and there is a contact us section and links to all the social stuff.
Well, face it, no one got this far.
No, I didn't. I'm surprised we're still here.
I'm kind of half out, to be honest.
Just for reference,
yeah.
One of my next videos, one of my Cal Does the Things, is on a game called Double Action Boogaloo.
Ooh.
Which is
Double Dragon Neon.
Double Dragon Neon. That's what we said we were going to get. No, it wasn't.
Local co-op.
Local co-op. But we did say at some point we will do a era of Dragon, Double Dragon. Jesus Christ, that kind of shit. We'll do a video on that stuff when we can.
If we can.
If we can.
I don't know if there's one available. I'm sure there is. I'll have to do a bit of digging.
No,
but we need to do
local.
Oh shit! Right. Yeah.
We've got an event coming up, and
an event.
We're
selling tickets.
Yeah, you can come and watch us play Double Dragon. And I reckon we'll do a face-to-face. What's that slang?
Yeah.
I'm
down
feeling
with
it.
that.
I'm feeling it.
Get Zoe on it and make sure she's put it together. She knows what the rules are.
Not
and
just
she hasn't fucking
20 minutes
anything
beforehand.
Yeah.
She'll probably be drunk though. Apologies to those of you that watched our last GTA bullshit video. There was a ridiculous amount of audio problems, but it was still reasonably funny. So
no, it wasn't.
We put it up. It's just Dan talking on the phone.
Yeah, it's just me being interrupted.
Yeah, so that's why it got put up. We haven't downgraded our equipment. We do
Not that
have
you'd notice.
decent equipment. And yeah, so I know that wasn't really a necessary apology, but I felt I had to put that out there because that it's been keeping me awake, Dan.
As it should. It was terrible.
It should. To be fair, it's mostly your fault, but
Well, no, technically it's not my fault.
you recorded both audio.
Well,
So, and you had the phone call, and then somebody walk into
But
your house who
that's
you then
not the
proceeded.
point. You came on too late. I told you I had to be off by about 8ish, and then 8 o'clock, ding dong, there's the doorbell.
Yeah, but if you remember rightly, that was about 40 minutes before all of this happened.
Well, it was about 10 minutes before we signed on, actually. But I bought some extra time. You used it. You squandered it.
You squandered it. I finished the mission.
Fucking squandered your face.
I'll squander you. Bye.
Yeah.